That's why you wanted to switch to this job.
I don't want to be on the screen. Yeah, you're younger than me, that's right.
By much.
Okay, welcome everybody. The meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. The meeting of April 16, 2025 was included in the list of meetings. It was sent to the official newspapers, Township, Daily Record, Star Ledger on January 8, 2025, and was posted on the Bulletin Board Municipal Building on January 6, 2025. Has remained continuously posted as required under state statute. In addition, a copy of the notice has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk. Call the roll, please. Oh, you wanted to say next line, sorry.
Sure. For the Township Code regarding rules of debate, the proceedings of the council shall be governed by Robert's Rules of Order. Please silence all cell phones. Proper notice having been given, the Township Clerk is directed to include this statement in the minutes of this meeting.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Here.
Mr. Schultz.
Here.
Mrs. Senator.
Here.
Vice President Keilish.
Here.
President Birmingham.
Here.
Ms. Leo. Here. Let the record reflect the following members of the administration are present: Mayor Eric Susan, Administrator Debbie Milliken, CFO Bill Egan, and Auditors Bud Jones and Brian Gibbons.
I will salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up, we have oath of office. Matthew Butler, Fire Company Number 1. Mayor Susan will administer the oath of office.
Thank you, Council. Chief, what do we got?
Matt Butler, Matthew Butler, came to us as a junior firefighter. He's now 18, he's going to be a senior firefighter, and he was registered for fire.
Sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
What would you like to have come up and hold your Bible?
This is a big decision.
Everybody can come up, please. Anybody like to come up? You hold it. He raises his right hand and left hand on the Bible. Anybody you'd like to have. It's your day. It's your, swearing in. It's your. Very simple. Just repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Matthew Butler,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the state of New Jersey,
and the state of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state,
and in this state,
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
of firefighter
of a firefighter
for the Township of Jefferson,
for the
Township of Jefferson,
Township of Jefferson,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of
So
my
help me
ability.
God. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much. Good job. You did that well. We're going to take another picture. When you say hello to the council.
Did you get us?
Josh don't have to phone over.
Nobody here is done.
I did not want to. Bob, you give me a check. I'm trying to get out. We already come.
Great job.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Good job. Thank you.
you as always.
Can you fit any more than anybody else?
Well, she's breaking shit.
Tell them that. You gotta expand the firehouse. I want to mention that right now is not just really quickly want to say it's always a pleasure to swear in a new firefighter, EMT, police officer. According to the chiefs, I now, just so you know, we're going to have to expand the firehouse, so they'll be looking for an increase in budget next year. I don't think Company 1 can fit another member. I don't know how you and Milton First Aid Squad are doing it, but if you could lead some of that over to this other side of town where I live. It's wonderful that we're able to get new members, young people coming into the fire service, former firefighter, fire chief myself, so it's an awesome group, and we have great people in this town, and welcome aboard. Thank you. Thank you. And you don't have to stay. I wouldn't stay here. Thank you, guys. Good to see you.
Take care, everybody. Good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you. Thanks, Roy.
You got it. I'll see you guys.
We'll work on that expansion, right?
Okay, next we'll have the public comment portion. Please state and spell your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to one comment, no more than 5 minutes. And it says no yielding of your time to another person. Anybody plan on doing that? Hey, you know what, Dave, how about we take that off in the future, and put that on there again, because if anybody wants to say anything, everybody gets 5 minutes. You don't yield your time to anybody. So the floor is open.
I knew you could stop.
Couldn't read it.
Donna Vanderploeg, Vanderploeg. It's going to be really, really short. You ready? I just want to thank the mayor and business administrator for a very productive meeting this afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go.
I'll second that. I won't even get up, I'll just second it.
I didn't realize by the time we got done, I had to go and eat breakfast.
Okay, the floor is open for the public portion comment. There'll be another shot at the end of the meeting. The agenda is quite long. Got a lot to cover tonight. Okay. Everybody done? Okay, we'll close public portion comment. Good. Next we'll go on to ordinance 25/03.
Ordinance approving a grant of easement, septic easement, between the Township of Jefferson and David Pisano and Jessica Gondola and Deborah Pisano and Anthony Pisano. If adopted, this ordinance shall take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
Okay, the floor is open. Seeing no one interested, we'll come up for roll call, please.
I make a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay, roll.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yeah.
President Birmingham. So, council members, Mr. Pisano could not be here tonight, but he asked me, so assuming that his ordinance passed, he just asked me to say thank you to the council. So, thank you.
Okay, very good.
Good luck with the next step.
Next, moving for adoption, ordinance 25/04.
Ordinance amending the code of the Township of Jefferson to revise chapter 142, alcoholic beverages, specifically section 142-1, alcoholic beverage license fee. If adopted, this ordinance shall take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
Okay, the floor is open on this ordinance.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Next, we have ordinance 2505.
Ordinance 2505, ordinance providing for various improvements to be undertaken by the Township of Jefferson in the County of Morris, New Jersey, and appropriating $326,986 therefore, constituting proceeds of notes of the Township heretofore issued, and from funds available under ordinances of the Township heretofore adopted. If adopted, this ordinance shall take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
Okay, the floor is open for this ordinance. Okay.
Yeah, I'd just like to make a,
Please.
yeah, Robert Vanderploeg, Vanderploeg. I would just like to make a comment, basically for the people in the audience. You'll see in section 3, there's a lot of dollar amounts that are being reallocated from previous years. So, I mean, if you're just coming in and seeing this for the first time, you may not really understand what's going on. But they're taking money that was left over from previous resolutions and reallocating it to be used now. I think there's a 5-year limit on that.
No, there's no limit.
Oh, there's no limit, okay. But basically you're reallocating funds that had not been used to be used now. Okay, so I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Bob.
If you don't know, you just hear the numbers.
Motion. Can I read it back?
Right.
The floor, okay, motion, please.
Motion.
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Next, we move on to ordinance 2506.
Mm-hmm.
Ordinance 2506, ordinance providing for the improvement of the water supply and distribution system in and by the Township of Jefferson in the County of Morris, New Jersey, and appropriating $74,500 therefore from the Water Capital Improvement Fund of the Township. If adopted, this ordinance shall take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
Okay, the floor is open on this ordinance. If anyone has a question, comment, anything. Okay, seeing no one, motion, please.
Second. Dan, I'm sorry. Dan.
Okay,
Ready?
yes, roll call.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Next, we're moving on to ordinance 2507.
Ordinance 2507, bond ordinance appropriating $725,000 and authorizing the issuance of $725,000 bonds or notes of the township for various improvements or purposes authorized to be undertaken by the Township of Jefferson in the County of Morris, New Jersey, for the water supply and distribution system of the township. If adopted, this ordinance shall take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
Okay, the floor is open on this ordinance. Okay. Seeing no one, is there a motion?
Motion. Second.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes.
Yes.
Ordinance 2508.
Ordinance 2508, ordinance providing for the acquisition of a new pickup truck for use by the sewer utility in and by the Township of Jefferson in the County of Morris, New Jersey, and appropriating $100,000 therefore from the Sewer Capital Improvement Fund of the Township. If adopted, this ordinance shall take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
The floor is open on this ordinance. So, okay.
Sorry, I just,
Robert Vanderploeg, Vanderploeg. Again, just as a point of clarification for people in the audience, you may see $100,000 for a truck and not understand exactly what's going on and why it's so expensive. But after a discussion with the administration today, there's a lift gate involved with this truck, so that drums of chemicals can be lifted and moved and et cetera. And those type of modifications to existing vehicles are very expensive. So I just wanted to clarify that. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, is there anyone else? Huh? Seeing no one, we'll take a motion on the ordinance.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes.
Or-
2509.
Bond ordinance appropriating $390,000 and authorizing the issuance of $390,000 bonds or notes of the township for various improvements or purposes authorized to be undertaken by the Township of Jefferson and the County of Morris, New Jersey for the sanitary sewerage system of the township. If adopted, this ordinance shall take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
Okay, the floor is open for 2509. Okay, seeing no one, is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Next is ordinance 2510.
Ordinance 2510, ordinance providing for various improvements or purposes to be undertaken in and by the Township of Jefferson in the County of Morris, New Jersey, and appropriating $1,800,431 therefore from various funds of the township. If adopted, this ordinance shall take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
Okay, the floor is open on 2510 ordinance. Okay. Sure.
I know there's a few people that are here new and that we're going quick, but need to understand that this is our second reading of this budget, and for all of February and March, we sat here for hours putting this budget together. So when we're saying things quick, like yes, we're very excited that we're at this point because we've spent hours putting this budget together, and this is our final night of saying yes to it, because we've been pretty much battling it out to get it down to where we are now. Bob, thank you for saying what you were saying about the other things, because we've been doing this for so long that we're finally at the point of saying yes, and we're moving forward now for other business in town. So this will be our basic last night of agreeing to all this stuff
And
tonight.
Bill and
So-
Debbie have been working on this.
Yeah, for months. So I know we go fast at this point. I don't want people to think that we're just going, oh, yes, we want to spend. This has been hashed for a while now, just so everybody understands that we're going fast because we're excited, I think. Thanks, Bob.
Okay,
Do we have
Is there
a
a
motion?
motion?
Oh, I'll motion.
second.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Wow, we gotta just say that.
Mrs. Gurudo. Yes. Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Next, we have ordinance 2511.
Ordinance 2511, bond ordinance appropriating $2,694,900 and authorizing the issuance of $2,560,155 bonds or notes of the township for various improvements or purposes authorized to be undertaken by the Township of Jefferson in the County of Morris, New Jersey. If adopted, this ordinance will take effect after publication and passage as provided by law. This is the public hearing.
Okay, the floor is open on this. You see no one? Follow the pursuit of Councilwoman Senator spoke on the previous ordinance. This is our really big one. 2.694 million. This covers all the paving in the township. And if you remember a number of years ago, when White Rock was paved, New Jersey Natural Gas paid for half of that. The way the administration has set it up now is New Jersey Natural Gas does their half of the road, and they're actually doing all the paving in Lake Patton, is that correct?
They're doing Lake Forest,
Lake
yes.
Forest, all the roads in Lake Forest section of Lake Patton.
Mhm.
And Rockborn is the contractor that they use to do all that paving. And we monitor to make sure that everything, the guidelines are good, because they're not under our big auspices, they're being done by the contractor that New Jersey Natural Gas uses. And then the township will be bidding for all the roads in the Milton Oak Ridge section, which is pretty extensive. We're talking about Schoolhouse Road, we're talking about
Which was a grant.
Dover Milton Road,
Which was a
the
grant.
grant, 305,000 for Schoolhouse Road, but we still have to monitor the flow of it all. So this is really good. We have, I think, the biggest road paving project, when you look at both, Lake Patton, Milton Oak Ridge, I can remember it.
One of the
Maybe
biggest.
more in your time.
Definitely one of the biggest,
Yeah.
if not the biggest.
And New Jersey Natural Gas is paving 114 square yards of roads in Lake Forest. And we are going out to bid for, according to the letter that the whole council got email, 87,000 square yards in the Milton Oak Ridge section. So it's gonna be very extensive, and it's gonna hopefully be done before school starts. If we can do, one of the reasons we're getting this done early is to get the bids out there earlier.
We work hard to do that.
But this is a good project. And lastly, according to the last meeting, I think it's fantastic. Some people can look at this borrowing, but the CFO had mentioned when this is all done, we're actually going to have paid off about 500,000, you said it at the last meeting, right? So we're actually, it looks like a lot of borrowing and a lot being done, but on the other end of the spectrum, money's being paid off, so the town's not going into more debt, doing a lot more projects while we're paying off on the other end. So it's gonna be pretty, it's gonna be amazing, amazing road job at the end of this year. And is there a motion?
Not yet.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Romano.
Yes.
Thank you, all passed.
Okay, so we have the next, will be the budget for, the regular budget, the solid waste budget, and then the utilities, right, coming up. So you can do the presentation? for
Yes.
Bill, or,
No, I am.
okay.
Yep.
Okay, very good.
So this is the 2025 municipal budget presentation. The total budget summary for 2025, and just so everyone knows, on this sheet, the total budget amount is the correct budget amount for the total for the year. What we do is we categorize the list based off of the main funds that see a lot of the impact each year that goes up. So it's not a full listing of everything, but it gives you a kind of a snapshot of everything. So for salaries, for this year, it's $12,640,427. Total operating expenses is $8,940,337. Grants are $104,510. Capital improvement fund is $1,497,520. Debt service is $4,206,970. Statutory deferred charges is $3,521,154, and reserve for uncollected taxes is $2,170,000. For our total budget, which, like I said, doesn't equate to this total amount, is $35,055,057.63. I wish it were 35,000. Anyway. So debt service for 2025, you can see kind of comparisons from 2024. We try to do this each year to kind of show snapshots of different things. So payment of bond principal is $1,170,000. Payment of bond anticipation notes is $2,070,000. Interest on bonds is $42,575, and interest on notes is $841,935, for a total municipal debt service of $4,124,510. Now, the loan repayments for principal interest, this loan is related to, I believe, the Lake Swananoa Dam project. So the Lake Swananoa Dam people that live around there get an assessment every year that they pay. So the town's on the hook for the loan repayment, but it's generated from the the assessment that happens to the dams. So the loan repayments for principal interest is $43,025.08. The interest on assessment notes is $6,677.19. And for the NJDEP dam loan and principal and total interest is $49,702.27. Our proposed capital for 2025, and just so everyone knows, water and sewer is a separate capital because they're a separate budget. But for municipal improvements, it's $803,841. Public safety vehicles and equipment is $406,000. Roads and drainage improvements is $2,327,885, and that's where your road paving is in. DPW equipment is $150,000. Recreation equipment and improvements is $599,000. Technology improvements is $128,250. And then, like I said, water improvements and equipment is $809,500, and sewer improvement and equipment is $490,000. So the total of all of these amounts is $5,714,476. So I like this slide because it shows you the capital projects that are being fully funded, and that's under our CIF. That was bond ordinance number 25-10 that we just approved. So for records, there's a records project and a copier for the municipal building that's coming out of CIF, which is $34,000. The federal match for the sewer project for the current Army Corps that we've gotten appropriated through the federal government, that's again coming out of the capital improvement fund of $250,000. The police and communications out of the capital improvement fund is $222,250. Out of police outside services, we do outside employment, we generate money from that. So that's covering the $61,000, actually, I believe, for the chief's vehicle. The DPW is out of CIF is $220,000. And then also there's a reappropriation ordinance where $150,000 has been reappropriated. OEM is $25,500 out of the capital improvement fund. Fire department's $225,500 out of the capital improvement fund. The health and pound are $74,841. Schoolhouse road project, it was a grant of $305,340. Recreation and parks is $72,000 plus open space rec money of $278,000, and then a reappropriation of the ordinance, which is $176,985.37. Water capital is $65,000 out of their CIF, and sewer capital is $150,000 out of their CIF. So these are all projects that we are not going into debt for. These are all fully funded. The 2025 municipal tax rate for 2025 is 0.999 compared to last year's tax rate, which was 0.970. The tax levy increase for 2025 was $921,414.67, or 3.281%. The municipal tax increases are as follows. It's a $96.63 increase. The garbage is $4.92. The municipal is $78.53. The library is $9.87, and the municipal open space is $3.31. For the average assessed home of $3,160, the increase is the $96.63. What?
$330,000.
Sorry. What did I say? 3,000?
We know what you meant. My kids go for a
Again,
while.
I wish that were.
Move my kids out.
The 2025, the main increases that we always see, garbage contract, the tipping fee of $29,720. That's generated, unfortunately, that's the fee that's charged by the MUA, and their increases have gone up. The pension increases, this is public employee retirement system of $120,506. Health insurance increase, which is a group health insurance premiums of $235,661. Liability insurance of $18,931. Paying off more debt to help make the municipality debt-free. So we did $125,000 pay off of band principal and increase capital improvement fund by $125,000 for a total of $250,000. Interest on bond anticipation notes of $59,841, and the library contribution is $85,494.50. Our top 5 expenses for 2025, and I honestly have to say, I think every year we've done this slide, I think these are our top 5 expenses. Employee health, pension, and salary, etc., is $7,520,131. Public safety is $7,410. Or $7,410,974. I wish these numbers were different. Debt service $4,206,970. Road repair and maintenance $2,897,132. And then our reserve for uncollected taxes, which we do every year, of $2,170,000. And this is just a slide that shows you our reserve, or they call it the RUT, over the past 5 years. You can see that it's increased each year, and this is basically to plan for those people that may not pay their taxes, so we have a built-in cushion. Our fund balance history is in 2025, our balance as of 12/31 was $6,147,375.31. Our anticipated in the budget for use for this year of $4,035,165. Our surplus remaining was $2,112,210.31. So the percentage of revenue is 11.5%. And our total general revenues were, as we said in the budget, is $35,055,057.63. Do you want to do the tax levy, or want me to just keep rolling? No? Okay. The tax levy cap, aka the 2010 cap, the maximum allowable levy per cap for 2025 was $25,375,170.89. The actual levy amount per budget was $24,606,010. And under the cap is based on both revenue and expenditures, was $769,161. And the appropriation cap for 2025, aka the 1977 cap amount, which cap percentage applied, is $24,959,464. Index rate per state is 2.5%. Allowable increase without COLA ordinance is $623,987. Index rate with COLA ordinance is 3.5. Allowable increase under COLA ordinance is $873,539. And COLA is the consumer price index, is that correct?
Well, yes, well, the cost of living.
Cost of living, yeah.
But the ordinance itself, it was passed at the last meeting, which allows us to go from the 2.5% to the 3.5%, and it enables our cap bank also.
Water and sewer utility of 2025, the salaries are at $928,840, and this is for both the water and the sewer department. Total operating expenses of $1,948,822, which again is both of those utilities. Capital improvement fund of $215,000. debt service of $1,194,204.81, deferred charges and other $20,000, statutory expenditures of $166,873, for a total budget of $4,473,739.81. And just so people know, the water and sewer utility, the way the budget is generated is through the utility rents. So anybody who's on the water system or water and sewer system, that's where your bills go, is into this budget. So, just so
Not
everyone-
taxpayer dollars.
it's not taxpayer dollars, it's a separate utility. The solid waste collection, for 2025 was 85,000 for salaries. Operating expenses is 22,000. Contractual services is 2,799,000. Disposal fees of 76,000 and statutory expenses of $7,240, for a total budget for the solid waste of $2,989,240. And this is just, we're in our last year of the garbage contract bid. We will be going out to bid this year for that. So our contract for 2025 was $2,844. There was no difference from prior years and no net change in percentage. The breakdown in municipal tax levy for 2025 is as follows. For 2025, the garbage is $332.77. The municipal is $2,807.29. The library is $135.72, and the municipal open space is $33.12, for a total of $3,308.89. And I like this slide. This is always one of my favorites because it shows you the breakdown of the taxes paid for Jefferson residents by Jefferson residents. So Jefferson Township Schools gets 59.9%. The Township of Jefferson gets 27.7%. The County of Morris gets 9.2%. The Garbage District gets 3.3%. The municipal library tax is 1.3%. Municipal open space is 0.3%, and the county open space tax of 0.3%, which equals out your 100. So it kind of shows you a quick snapshot of where all your money when you pay your taxes goes.
Doesn't all come here. It all comes here, but it goes out.
Thank you.
And this will be posted on our website tomorrow.
Yes, it's already been sent out for that.
And you had a QR code on the newsletter that had the budget.
Yeah.
And I can remember years ago, the budget has to be advertised, but that's really a funny thing because it's just a little summary in the paper and nobody can find it if they look for it probably. But years ago, that would be what they would say, and then they'd say there's 2 copies of the budget over in the library, people that want to see it. And more with technology, you're able to put the information out to the public and it's been on the website. And I thought that QR code on the newsletter was pretty cool because anybody that wanted to really look it over and stuff had it at their fingertips. Not the nitty gritty, but all the totals of everything is in there. But before the public portion, I just want to say that this year we had a lot of good things in our favor, and there was good preparation, there was good communication. We had, because they mentioned the garbage contract was basically frozen. This was the 5th year, with a small increase in the tipping fees because they went up to $115 a ton. So we have to pay a little bit extra, but previous years there was always an increased bill, about close to 3% or so. Right? Bill had mentioned earlier, the pension, there was a little bit of an off break because the stock market did so well last year. So there was the pension savings, right?
Well, it's not really there, it's just the way the police went up over 100,000, their pension, but the PERS, which is the non-police employees, went down.
That's what it was, yeah.
So about 40,000, I think it was, so.
The employees paid the same, but the amount that the town has to put in went down because the investments in the stock market were good last year. I'm not gonna probably find that next year with the stock market rates going down. But, there was also, New Jersey Natural Gas is paving 60% of our roads, which is pretty amazing. And the breakages that we had, people that have been to the meetings can see there's a lot of new officers have been sworn in. So as the old people, as the veterans retire, they're replaced with a new group of people at considerably less salary. So that was savings. And the .999 is gonna change when the re-eval goes in, because all those numbers are gonna be fluctuating. But the biggest increase, amazingly enough, percentage-wise, was the library. Because although the municipal was up 3%, the library is up 7.7%, because the overall value of the properties have increased, and their monies are based off of the $85,000 that they got at one point. By far the highest they've ever received now. It's based off of the net value of the town. So that's something to take into consideration. And also the unrealized surplus was higher than what we thought because of interest rates didn't go down last year. So Bill always budgets very conservative, anticipating the lower level, and we didn't get that. Interest rates stayed the same, so we ended up with 1.2 million. Basically what I'm saying is that the increase in the municipal portion, not counting the garbage, the library and other stuff, is an increase of $76.60, right, Bill? $76, is that right? $78, okay. But that is, last year was $103, this year is $78 for our part. Very, very good. But unless we're conservative throughout the course of the year, with a lot of these things going away, the new garbage contract, interest rates, surplus, salaries going up, and they're not getting the pension savings and everything else, to do this again next year, we're gonna have to be kind of conservative throughout the course of this year. They did a great job advertising. They did a great job putting the budget out there, showing all that's involved in it. I mean, I thought that was, the communication level on how this budget is put together is very, very good. Is there any other council people? Any comments? Okay, we'll open it for the public portion. Okay, all right, to introduce that, okay.
Resolution 25-111, resolution authorizing reading of the 2025 municipal budget and 2025 solid waste collection district municipal budget by title. Motion?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. So we're at the public hearing now for the solid waste portion of the budget. Anybody to ask a question, comment? Seeing no one, is there a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Okay, so that was a motion by Vice President Keilish and a second by Mrs. Senator
Yes.
on resolution 25-112.
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Now we'll have the public hearing for the 2025 municipal budget. Everybody,
Motion.
we have.
Do it.
Never mind. This guy?
Mike Kawadi, K-A-H-W-A-T-Y. I just want to commend the administration and the council. I was here for a good portion of the meetings. You guys were here for all the meetings. There was a lot of long hours. There was a lot of discussion. So I really want to commend you guys on coming together, getting this figured out. Felt bad for the administration. They got squeezed a little bit, but I guess there's some sacrifices that had to be made. And I just wanted to tell you guys that you did a great job, and thank you very much for putting in all that extra time and effort. So thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you. Okay, the floor is still open on the public hearing for the main seat, the budget. Okay, resolution 25-113. And vote.
Resolution to amend the 2025 municipal budget.
You want to comment, Bill?
Sure. This year, we were under state review. So once every 3 years, the state reviews our budget and has to give us the okay to adopt. The other 2 years was known as local exam, which we send down all the same documents they go through it a little bit, but they don't do an extensive review the way they do this year. And then as a result of that, they sometimes come up with changes. So they did have one change that they wanted us to make, and in the amendment, there's also another change that we decided to make after consultation with our auditing staff. So there were 2 unappropriated grants, which means money we got in last year that we were including in this year's budget, but wasn't included in the introduced budget, so we changed that. They were small enough so it didn't require a new public hearing or a new advertisement. So those we did on our own, and the one change that the state wanted was involving our capital lease line items. So capital lease, and over the years I got us out of most capital leases. I didn't like paying the interest on it. If we could fund it ourselves, we used to do a 2-year lease on all the police cars years ago. So we've gotten away from that, but it has made sense with the way we're doing it now. Primarily what's being used for is the body cameras and the other mobile cameras used by the police force, as well as some of the other technology and equipment they use for storage of some of that footage, etc. So there's about 3 or 4 contracts related to that. So at the time the budget was done, I got an estimate from the chief as to what that was and broke that out into the capital lease question. The things got finalized towards the end of last year, and in the budget presented, I did not change that schedule. And after discussions with the state examiner, they asked for what the revised schedule was, or they wanted to see the schedule. And when we gave them the revised amount, they wanted us to coincide with that amount. So those are the 2 changes. So that change amounted to $2,147. The 2 grants was a $10,000 emergency management grant and $180 in the opioid settlement monies. So those were the 2 to 3 changes.
Okay, the state does their reevaluation every 3 years?
Well, they do
Examination.
They have to approve our budget. Yes, they review and approve our budget before we can vote on the budget tonight.
So the next 2 years, we'll be doing it, and then in the 3rd year, 28, they'll come through and do it again, like they did this year. But there's no effect in the tax rate, it's still $78.60, there's no effect in the tax levy.
Yep.
There's grants, offsetting grants, and it's just basically a very small technical blip that doesn't affect anything except the way you present the budget to the state, right?
Correct. Some of the changes, could have affected the tax rate, but the 2 grant things were a wash because you have it on the, as you indicated, the revenue and appropriation side, and the capital lease involves taking 247 out of the police OE and adding it to the capital lease. So that was a wash between those 2 accounts.
Sounds good.
We need a motion second on the amendment to the budget.
Motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Bermium.
Yes. Okay,
And the adoption of the budget.
Yeah. So, motion to adopt the budget,
Motion.
second, roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Bermium.
Yes. Okay, resolution 25-115, resolution authorizing the payment of bills. Any discussion? Motion
Hey,
I read them.
I'll make the motion.
I just did.
Any comment? Okay, no comment? Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Kalish.
Yes.
President Bermium.
Yes. Next we have Resolution 25-116.
Resolution authorizing agreement for engineering services with Gleeman Peterson, Inc. for engineering services for the Compton Global Trail project.
This was the one I was telling you about, that, you know, we're footing the money, but the trails, part of the $1 million private donation that is now, with the New York, New Jersey Trails Conference, will be reimbursed back to us. We have to apply, a government entity has to apply for this grant, so that's why it's,
We're just monitoring the grant that flows through the project.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, is there a motion on 25-116?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Next, we have 25-117.
Resolution 25-117, resolution supporting the submission of the New Jersey Highlands Grant for submerged aquatic vegetation survey at Lake Pacon by the
Dynamic stuff.
Township of Jefferson, County of Morris, New Jersey.
Page down.
So the Lake of Pacon Commission, I'll just say, appreciates the township doing this. Again, they cannot apply for Highlands grants, so we can, so we're doing this on behalf of the Lake of Pacon Commission. And Debbie loves doing them, but it does make the lake people very excited that we can do vegetation surveys. But it's all through Highlands money, so.
And the other 3 towns around the lake?
We seem to be the host for some
I think
reason.
we're the only ones that can get the Highlands money, I think that's.
Oh, yeah? Oh,
Probably we're getting punished because we don't have sewers.
but it's no cost to the town,
Yeah, no, I realize that.
Since you don't have the sewers and energy.
except for Debbie's time.
But the whole lake benefits from it. The way we have here, 40%, what percent of the lake?
About that, yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah, we have pretty much
It's
most.
like our boats.
We argue with Opacon Borough who has the most shoreline. I think we do.
Okay.
I thought we did.
I'll wrestle them for it.
Yeah, we can take her.
We have rivers.
Mayor Steel Cage match.
It's still cage.
But I read through that thing, that's pretty cool, I mean, the study's been going on for 20 years.
Yeah.
So I do have a question, so they just go out and like the arm goes down and they grab some,
I honestly
I mean,
don't
if
know
you
how
read
they-
it, it's
I
like,
don't
is
know
it
how they do
over
it.
there, does it stay,
I don't know how they
stay
figured
there
out
for
the
a long
trap
period of time?
Yeah.
No, I know how they do that. They
They catch
shock,
'em.
yeah, they shock a section of the water and then the fish
Count
come
'em.
up. They go by, yeah, this is cool, right? They shock the section of the water and all those fish come up and they count what types of fish are there.
Yeah, and then they go down and they grab,
I hope they don't
Whatever
shock them too
plants
much,
on the
because we don't want them dead all over. But yeah,
Whatever
they
makes
shock-
them happy.
Yeah, they do sections of the lake and that's how they count. 'Cause this year was the worst.
What do they?
Thank you, Sean.
I don't know. I can't-
No,
I'm not on the lake.
That doesn't kill them.
This year
Just
was
stuns them.
the worst fishing. They have the most, we have the best stocked lake, but it was the worst fishing.
It wasn't a good season.
And the lake was frozen.
I agree.
So long.
Ask my granddaughter, she'll tell you.
Yeah.
I was terrible.
We knew.
I need Bob.
It's
the fishermen, not the fish.
Right, I know that, thanks,
They're
Bob.
sleeping at the bottom.
Or the fish took off and went down the Muscadine.
And they bobbed to help
They
you.
left.
Like they like to,
it's just amazing all the different things that they do to keep
Oh, yeah.
the lake and to like, when you listen, you know, because everything has its own language, so when you start reading into it, it's just actually interesting. Sorry, I'm a dork, I like it.
I know, so-
It's cool. Alright, sorry.
okay, very good.
You need a motion?
Motion.
25-17.
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Okay, next we have resolution 25-18.
Resolution 25-118, resolution authorizing the Vaza Agency, a licensed broker consultant, to represent the Township of Jefferson for North Jersey Municipal Employee Benefits Fund.
Motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comment? Was there a change, was something
Do you
posted
want, I can
online?
explain this why.
Yeah.
So, the HIF, we have the executive group that kind of handles the executive directors of the HIF, and then we have the program managers. There was a major RFP went out, I'm on the executive committee, I had to review all these RFPs, everything that came in, and what they've done, Gaza Agency's been the program manager for probably, I'm gonna say since 1990, since their inception, and our group decided to make a change with the project manager, so, with the program manager, so Boz is no longer the program manager, but Boz has been our broker since day one. So we still have to have a broker who handles our open enrollment, all of that. There's no monetary expense to us because it's all paid through the HIF, and the HIF covers their cost, but we just have to name them since they're no longer the program manager.
Was there some wording in it that they also have long-standing understanding of the township?
Oh, yeah.
And the institutional knowledge that they have, getting any other people up to speed on that would be a
Right.
real detriment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
So that's the reason for this.
Makes sense.
okay, do we have a motion on 2518?
Yes, we have a motion.
And a second, okay. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Next we have 2519.
Resolution 25-119, resolution authorizing submission of a strategic plan to the Governor's Council on Alcoholism and Drug Abuse on behalf of the Jefferson Township Municipal Alliance for a grant for Morris County fiscal year, July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026.
Motion on 25-119.
Motion.
Second. Okay, just real quick, this is just another one of those things that we're getting a grant that we're administering.
This is the Municipal Alliance grant.
Yeah. Okay, the roll call.
Mrs. Gurudo.
Yes.
Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes.
You're going for it.
Okay, we have administrative reports, mayor and administrator.
All right. So the dashboard reports were emailed out to council last week, so you all should have gotten them for the month of March. I'm happy to report the water main on Algonquin was completed actually on Monday. The pressure test is being conducted as well as the water testing. Once this is complete and the pressure test is correct and the water testing comes back, they'll be connecting all of the residents on Algonquin to the new main. So that was good work on our end from our guys. It took them about 4 weeks. Unfortunately, they hit some rock during it. The new transfer switch has been installed for our generator, our new generator. It was completed over the weekend, and if the power goes out, this is what I'm hearing, in the municipal complex, the generator will be on within 9 seconds, is what I heard. So we're gonna test that one of these days.
Just start counting because it looks
I don't know if it's 9 Mississippi or just 1, 2, that type of thing.
Just
but-
to make sure it doesn't trigger, there's a quick round, so you get even the extra seconds.
Exactly. My thanks to the DPW crew for plowing the snow on Saturday. I couldn't believe how much we got. I'm hoping that's the end of the snow season, and I think they are as well. I presented at the HAB Summit on April 9th. The summit and my session are up on the NJDEP website and can be watched, and I think I'm like 2 hours and 33 minutes into it, so if you're really interested and you're really bored, please take a look. It was a great, it was actually a very good experience. May 2nd through May 4th, I am going to Wisconsin with Company 1 for the final inspection of the new fire truck, the mid-mount ladder. That's exciting. The municipal offices will be closed on Friday for Good Friday, and I will be taking off on Thursday, tomorrow, to hang out with my kids since they're on spring break. And that's all I
Do
have.
that as a mother? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Do you want to spend time with your kids?
You take care of kids.
Haven't
Maybe
spent
children
much
will-
time with them all this week, so it's okay.
They just want to play video games.
Yeah, it is, next.
All right, couple
Next
things
week.
remain. I just want to say thank you to the council for
Yes.
getting the budget process done. Our new councilwoman and councilman, very much a learning curve for both of you.
Did I?
You got one under your belt now, okay, so you kind of know how the sausage is made now, so
Yeah.
next year I'm sure will be a little bit smoother. Not that it didn't go smooth, but it was just a lot of learning, a lot of explanation, a lot of tours. We took a little bus around town to go look at things and whatnot. So, as I just want to reiterate what Melissa said, that this is a process that starts back in September for the administration, and we wanted to make sure that the council people were up to speed and kind of knew what we're talking about when we start talking about fire trucks and dump trucks and recreation equipment and all kinds of stuff. So we actually arranged, for the first time that I can remember, a tour of the council people to go around, and my quad came. It was an actual public meeting to come around and look at our facilities and some of our equipment, and I think it was very productive. But I just want to say thank you. It's a lot of hard work by everybody, a lot of late nights and a lot of meetings and stuff. So thank you for getting that done for the citizens of Jefferson Township. And we're all taxpayers, and we all we're all here to try to do our best. We have a municipality to run, and we want to make sure we're doing it the best possible fiscal conservative way that we can. Keep taxes in check. I'll say it as I do 1,000 times over. The Highlands is a slow death, and we're trying everything we can to bring in more ratables to help offset the impact to our residents. So we will continue to do that in the future. But thank you. Quick little Route 80 update. Everything is on schedule. We had a meeting on Friday. There was some concern from some of our legislatures about many of the accidents that have occurred on some of the side roads, not side roads, but secondary highways. Route 10, as you know, we had a tractor trailer carrying sewage that overturned at 23 in Oak Ridge Road. On the top of everything else that we'll be going through, I was going out to Wanacue last week and got off to Route 23 and dead stop for a truck fire. So the traffic gods have not been happy with North Jersey for whatever reason it is. I don't know what we did. Somebody burned some sage or something, because it's just been a nightmare. We had a fatal accident on Route 10. So, but as part of our update meeting, that came up, and the state police was asked to do more patrols. Apparently the accident on Route 10 was related to speed, killing 3 people, sadly. 4 people? So sadly, but the project is on track. We were assured that everything's moving forward, knock on wood. No hiccups as of yet, so they're still on track for the dates that have been posted for beginning of May for the 2 westbound lanes, mid-May for the eastbound, and June 25th for all to be completed. So hopefully they stick to that. I attended a New Jersey Education Authority meeting in Morton Borough on Monday, along with Kim Finnegan from Economic Development. We had 1 or 2 of our businesses there, mostly businesses from Morton, Dover, Rockaway area, Roxbury, that have been really affected by the shutdown. And they're offering grants of up to $15,000 based on $1,000 loss in the last quarter, this particular quarter, first quarter of 2025. It's a very simple application. It's all posted on my social media. We're going to get it up on our website as well. But anybody within a 5-mile radius of the sinkhole can apply. There's dates and windows, and then after that, depending on how much money's left, there's $5 million appropriated. It'll go out 10 miles after that. So there is money available. Obviously, people have lost a lot more than that, but 15,000 is better than nothing. So at least the state has stepped up, and the Small Business Association is giving out loans as well, if anybody's interested in that. So if you come across any of our businesses, I haven't, some are saying they're down, certainly not as bad as it was when Route 15 was shut down. I know Tap House, Dunkin' Donuts down, which isn't in our town, but they own 3 of them. So that one's definitely seen a hit. So, but some of the businesses said that they have seen a bit of a slowdown in some of the restaurants and stuff, because I know I had to come up Route 80 yesterday coming back from my job at Clifton, and it was not fun. I decided I wasn't going to go 23, and I made the mistake. I'll give it a shot. 2 o'clock in the afternoon, what a mistake. And schools are off, and I thought it was going to glide through. For the now 5th year in a row, proud to report that we have been named one of the top 10 safest communities in New Jersey, crime-wise. We have been in the last 2 years in the top 5. We were number 4 this year. We were number 3 last year. So that's kudos to our police department and our residents. People locking doors and being vigilant, reporting suspicious people. I got your. But it's good to see that we've been in the top 10 for a number of years now, making Jefferson a great place to live. I will be hosting the National Day of Prayer again this year. It's always the first Thursday of May, so it's May 1st this year at 10 o'clock at our gazebo. Hope we can top last year with what a beautiful day we had, so we'll be recognizing that. Father Sean, my pastor at Our Lady Star of the Sea, will be running that for me. We've invited all the local churches to participate, so we can hear back from any of them. May 1st, 10 o'clock here.
Thank you.
I met Girl Scout Troop 7230. They did a Silver Award project. They did a dog run over the dog pound. They did it actually last fall, but through the winter, we were trying to get over there to get a picture and go look at it, and finally had a nice day and got over there and snapped some pictures and thanked them for all their hard work. It's a nice dog run for the pound. They can let the dogs run free, which is good. Believe it or not, we don't have a lot of dogs, we have a lot of cats, but dogs have a place to run now. Chamber Awards, as you all know, Chamber of Commerce Awards next Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday. Okay. I was thinking Thursday. Always a good time. We have all the Chamber does their Business of the Year, Nonprofit of the Year, and I do the Citizen of the Year, which, as you know, is former Councilman Jay Dunn. Planet Networks is in town. They had done all the wiring and ran fiber to all of our school facilities and township facilities. They're now in Lake Shawnee wiring residential. So they're in town and they'll continue to branch out. They put the backbone into the schools and then they're gonna branch out from there. So that's started as of this week. So we will have another internet provider in town people will be able to take advantage of. Because when you call Optimum and there's no competition, they don't negotiate so well, and now they will. We have been invited, and if anybody wants to play, the high school. I know. The high school boys volleyball coach is looking to do a fundraiser, and he has the mayor, 2 fire departments, 2 rescue squads, and the police department all fielding a volleyball team.
Squads?
Huh? Oh yeah. And I thought I was going to be part of a fire department team or something, a police department team, and found out I had to form my own team. So Dave Carter, one of our mechanics, is taking this very seriously.
We're not gonna lose.
Yeah. And
When is it?
2 o'clock
April
next
26th.
week?
on April 26th
Councilwoman Senator
I can't play now.
at the high school.
What? I know, I gotta go to Taylor's College, I'm
So-
sorry. It's the family day in college, she just told me.
And if one more person puts another thing on my calendar on
Sorry.
26th.
Josh, are you gonna be going?
No, he can't do it. Dylan can serve really good. We could give him a water pistol, maybe he can. He can just serve.
I would love to.
So all the proceeds will go to the winner of the team for charity. So they're
If any council member is interested, let me know.
Yeah.
We can add you to the roster.
So I'm just looking forward to that. The middle school is having their 5K color run on 4/27. Josh, I know last year you were the winner of your age group. I don't know if you can make it this year or not, but just so you know.
He can present the green jacket to the new winner.
It was the under 50.
So it's
right?
for mental health. It's a mental health walk. I forgot to mention this at the last meeting, but our engineering department was presented an award from the New Jersey Asphalt Paving Association. Swear to God, we got an award for Weldon Road, for the work that was done on Weldon Road. I don't know how it gets submitted, I don't know how they pick it, but we apparently got an award from the Asphalt Paving Association.
No zipper.
Did they give us any money?
No money.
Yeah, okay.
They just said we did a good job with the
Oh,
project.
good job, great. Nice award.
And last,
We'll put it on the road
Yeah.
somewhere.
Great.
I know I'll be missed. You know, I know it's been so much fun hanging out, all these meetings and stuff, but I will not be at the next 2 council meetings. I will be attending a wedding in Italy. And
Nice.
taking advantage of a nice family vacation as well, so I will be away from May 7th through the 21st. So, don't call me, I'll call you. Venice, Florence,
Everywhere.
Rome, Amalfi.
You're gonna love it.
Drink the house wine, everyone.
Drink the house wine.
Exactly.
So thank you, everybody.
Yep.
Okay, we'll go to the,
Oh, yeah, we do.
That's
That's
all
all
that's-
that's, got it, done.
okay, we'll go on to, council reports, changing order. I think that's the one first, you,
I just think this is silly, so I will just tell you a couple things that I found out in town. I know fire company number 1 is having a flower sale this weekend, which is always my favorite. They're doing it from 8 to 8 in the parking lot of Acme Friday and Saturday. They always have the best flowers, so please help them out. And I am thrilled that, Grace took over the townwide garage sale, because it used to be the Junior Women's Club, and I think I was the last one that did it, and then I quit, and I said I'm never doing it again. So thankfully, Grace picked that up, and the last time, you have to register by May 2nd, that's the 17th and 18th of May. And everyone have a great Easter, whichever one you celebrate.
Yes, by the way, thank you. Happy Easter.
That's right.
I have one question, to Deb or Eric. Do we know, I know the snow didn't help this past weekend, but I've been getting quite a few calls about the potholes still in town. There's potholes like all over the place and people,
Unfortunately, with the plows being out this past
yeah,
week,
I know that
they
didn't
ripped
help.
up all the coal patch, so we've been going through
Okay.
trying to repair. I think they're waiting, the asphalt plants are open, so I have a feeling they're gonna start
okay.
doing lots.
Okay, I'm just saying that,
And we also, if they go on to 2 things, they can call the DPW to report them.
okay,
And then also on our website, under SDL, they can report them there as well, and it'll actually monitor when it's complete. So, but we do encourage people to, we put up something on social saying, please help us find them, report them, that way the guys, you know, if they don't know about it, they'll get to it.
people just like to stop by my house and say, you
That's
see all the
fine.
potholes
Sure.
on Knott's Road, I'm like,
Yep.
yeah, I see.
Just
it.
say
Yeah,
it right now.
I said, yeah, I
It's
see
not
it.
crazy.
Built-in
it's
speed
around.
bumps, no
Yeah. I said, yeah, I see him, I ride over him every day.
Took a size of pizza, it's not
Yeah.
that big.
So thank you, that's all I got. Thanks, Bob.
thank you. You know, a lot of the potholes are on the roads that are gonna be paved, Silver Milton Road and School House and all the different roads that are waiting to be paved, so they're gonna be temporarily patched and then paved. A lot of them anyway.
But there are some big holes out there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Councilman Schultz.
Thank you. I got Route 80 on my mind as usual. Been through it a few times. You know, I recognize that the restaurants and other businesses are affected, and then I realized, you know, people that run a route, whether you're an electrician, plumber, if you gotta go back and forth, Denville, Rockaway, and then back up through this, you know, it's affecting businesses that way because you're not able to get as much work in during your day as you need to get it. So those businesses are affected as well, and I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, we're gonna be open soon, and just wanted to mention that. I'm happy, I just saw a post before we came here, the lake is full. The water is full. We're at capacity, so I know we've been dealing with some Mother Nature droughts and all that stuff, and it looks like we're at capacity, so it looks like so far it's good for the boating season to start.
Get the boats in.
Get the boats in the water, you know, I have a jet ski, I don't go have a boat, but happy the mayor mentioned that we're one of the safer towns in New Jersey. You know,
Top 5.
I'm a Second Amendment supporter, and I think that has a lot to do with our town. And I want to thank the administration for pushing out a advertisement for our blood drive here in Lake Forest. It looks like all the slots are filled, so I don't need anybody else to sign up for anything. They're going to do another one, I think, either later on in the year, but it was very helpful to our cause over there. Appreciate that. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think the westbound section is supposed to open on May 7th, so that'll be our next council meeting. maybe we can celebrate that part of it, and then.
I'll bring a cake.
And by the meeting on the 17th, the next meeting in May, the 17th, maybe we can like celebrate that.
Maybe have a meeting right there, Bob. Right over there.
I think we don't wanna be in the middle of.
No, I'm kidding, it was a joke.
Councilwoman Senator.
I just wanna, my condolences that for the accident on Route 10, that was a out-of-district, bus or van with children on it, for PT Chambers, so, terrible. That could have been our kids, so my son went 4 years out of district, and that was always my nightmare of going down Route 80, so, terrible. So on Tuesday, I was down in Brigantine, and the town of Brigantine owns their own, 9-hole little mini golf course, and what they do with it is they put it out to bid for somebody to run it, for them, and I didn't know if that was maybe an option or something we can even look into with White Rock. It's a huge piece of property. It has, I just think about all the years my son and my
Water
kids.
feature.
They have water, they can do swimming lessons. You think of all the camps, my kids went to Jefferson childcare camp and they used the school, right? So, to have something like that, they have basketball courts, they have things like that. Maybe there's a way to generate money there that we don't know that's tapped into, or maybe somebody can afford the bounce house thingies that, with the inflatable stuff that, Grace wants to do. Just an idea, they do that, and they have their own golf course too, so, they have people that, they put that stuff out to bid, so, just something I was like, oh, that's a good idea. He was also going on about, the noises for his, pickleball courts, and, the last check for our Airbnbs, because the season's coming, and there's a ton of
We put that in the
Airbnbs
newsletter,
listed. So if we can do some check-in and reminding everybody that we have a,
We're getting
rules.
we're busy right now with those.
Awesome, thank you. And then, just the other thing, now that the budget is done, how are we going to handle Camp Jefferson and drawings and getting that going? Are we gonna put that out to bid, or are we gonna use, Kenny Fox? How are we handling the, overseeing of Camp
Yeah,
Jefferson?
now that that's done, we're gonna form a committee and,
Okay.
Get going on that, because we gotta deal with the grant.
Right.
For historic and decide, how we're gonna move forward on the whole property.
Okay,
So
I wasn't sure if you were gonna put that
I'm
out for a
definitely
different.
I'm definitely gonna get a committee together.
Okay,
So,
sounds good.
when I get back from Italy.
Very
Ciao,
good.
say ciao.
Yeah, oh gosh. And yeah, and the 5-mile radius, when you think about it, it really isn't, that's really not far at all for that, because downtown, Denville, my friend's mother owns the Irish shop down there, and she's 5.5 miles from the pothole. And she's like, I don't think I can apply for any of this stuff. I'm like, put your name in and apply for everything.
They said just do it.
Yeah, so, cause I know the tap house when we were there, he said he has no lunch anymore. Nobody's going, unless he did have a guy come in and did about 4 shots before he left again, cause he was in the traffic. I was like, oh,
Great.
okay. He wasn't gonna keep in, he had just a lunch, and he left. I was like, alright, that's a good one. Yeah, he said he has no lunch staff. Nobody's coming to eat lunch there, so. But thank you, to the economic development and Eric and all of us that we got information last night, if you with the businesses, they need help. Cause you didn't realize how crazy it is. It's nuts. We can get out, but we can't get back.
Yeah, right? It's like the Hotel California.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I know that what Mrs. Councilwoman Senator said, that in one of the ordinances, it talks about improvements to the cabins, so. I know that what Fox Architectural did a number of years ago was old, but the measurements.
We still have it.
Yeah, there's not.
Yeah, no, it's a good document.
Yeah, so we have, one of it says improvements to the cabin, so
Yep.
obviously.
That's just to keep everything,
So that it doesn't.
safe.
Yeah.
Right.
The roofs and everything else.
Gotta fix the heat in the wall.
Just quickly, I thought that when I got news that the attorney, Mr. Ryan, was gonna make it, on Monday, I just asked him for just clarification on just the order of business for the council and how it operates and functions. And he got right back to me and said, specifically under the heading of the consent agenda, NJSA 4069A36 provides that the legislative power of the municipality shall be exercised by the municipal council. So this is our meeting, the council meeting, the government's meeting. And the powers shall be exercised by ordinance. We have the ordinances as part of our code, which is pretty extensive and a little outdated, but the Constitution of the United States is done a long time ago also, and it's still in effect. And he goes on to say, the Jefferson Township Municipal Code provides at Chapter 7, Article 15, Paragraph 7 through 91, that the agenda for each regular meeting of the council shall be prepared by the clerk under the supervision of the president of the council. We've had a little bit of problem with the communication. I've been getting the agenda, sometimes it's already prepared and compiled beforehand, and I get the agenda the same time as the rest of the council gets the agenda, and that's not the way our code reads. Whether people like the code or not, we have a form of government that's specified. I just wanted to put it on the record and thank Mr. Ryan for getting back with the clarification so quick on Monday. So I attended the environmental summer break at Kane University on Saturday. Now last year it was outside and the weather was really warm, and we had our drone there and tons and tons of people. This was a couple inches of snow on the ground. Yeah. And we had a good turnout. We had a good turnout. We were ready for a lot of people. The town was ready for a lot of people. The fire company, the police, and different vendors and everything. And it was good that they had it, but nobody would have. They expected it to be like last year, outside, shirt sleeves. But I know Mark was there, and fire company number 1, and police and everything. And it was good to see that right in our back door to have that beautiful campus there. And how they utilize it, make it open for the public and the people. It was really good. And lastly, we have coming up, is it May 17th, our hazardous waste drop-off. Only 3 towns in the county do that, and there's only 3 counties in the state that provide to get rid of hazardous waste. And a lot of people have stuff in their garages and basements and stuff. And so Jefferson used to do it a number of years ago, every other year. This is really, I mean, you have to pay a lot of money in other counties to get rid of this stuff. This is free. It's run by the county. It's a great service to the community. It's open to the entire county, but where we live, Jefferson residents are going to be taking most of their chemicals there. Whatever we can do, Mayor, I know we did a great job with the budget, if we can do the same thing to allow this, because I hate to think that every once in a while somebody gets stuck with a chemical and decides to dump it down a storm drain somewhere or something. This is free, and it costs a lot of money normally to get rid of it. So really advertise, we'll have one more meeting before.
It's already posted.
I know it's been posted, but there's 20,000 people and 9,000 houses.
Yeah.
And the chemicals involved
Yeah.
can be offset, and it's quite a process. The county has to spend a lot of money to process, getting rid of this stuff, and it doesn't cost us anything. So, I mean, it should be good.
We'll be promoting.
I know.
It's a good thing for us, it really is.
And again, there's only 3 towns throughout the whole course of the year that do
Yeah.
it. Paquonic, Chatham, and us. So it's good to have it.
May 17th?
And, anybody have, I guess that'll be it then. Read it now. Up for the public?
Not the first reading.
Oh, for the bond, the bond ordinance.
25. It's actually 12. 25/12.
Okay, the first reading of the bond ordinance 25/112.
Ordinance 25/12.
May 17th.
Bond ordinance
9 to 2.
providing for the improvement of the water supply and distribution system, TFOA project, in and by the Township of Jefferson, in the County of Morris, New Jersey, appropriating $4 million therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $4 million bonds or notes of the Township for financing such appropriation. Following introduction, the above ordinance will be published in accordance with the law, and a public hearing will be held on May 7, 2025.
Okay, is there a motion?
Motion.
Second? Okay, roll call please.
Mrs. Gurudo. Yes. Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. Consent agenda? So the consent agenda, we have process?
Matters listed on the consent agenda resolution are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion of the council and one roll call vote. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member requests an item be removed for consideration.
Your motion?
Motion.
Second. Roll call please.
Mrs. Gurudo. Yes. Mr. Schultz.
Yes.
Mrs. Senator.
Yes.
Vice President Keilish.
Yes.
President Birmingham.
Yes. And no permits, no appointments. Now we'll, no executive session. We'll open up for public comment. People will be limited to 5 minutes. I'm not gonna read the other parts of it, or more. I'd like to try to keep, if there's questions, try to keep the questions toward the end of the, any kind of comments and to work that out. Okay?
My voice is gone. I think I'm tired. Donna Vanderploeg, Vanderploeg. I forgot to mention before that it was really nice to see the TVs on. It's nice that we that are sitting back here in the audience get to see what you guys see in front of you. I wish we would do that more often. The other thing is, Councilwoman Mrs. Senator mentioned about White Rock Lake and maybe doing swim lessons. When my 3 children were young, I don't know who ran it then. Maybe it was the White Rock Lake Association, but that's where all my kids did their swimming lessons. It is a perfect spot for swimming lessons. If the recreation department wants to look into that, I think that would be great. Even though we have other lakes in the town, that one just seems to be just a really nice, easy lake for everybody to access for the kids. And what Council President Mr. Birmingham was mentioning about the governance of the council. Last week, both the clerk and deputy clerk were out for the whole week. I think it's difficult when we have both of them out at the same time, because like in the ordinances that you just passed tonight, on a couple of them, like on the bottom, it says details regarding this ordinance can be viewed by the public in the clerk's office. Well, it's kind of hard to do that if the clerk's office is closed, especially for the entire week. I actually asked the mayor and business administrator today if they knew that both the clerk and the deputy clerk were going to be off, and they said no.
No, I did.
I did.
Debbie did.
No, I said I knew they were
Well,
going to CEUs.
But you did not. But I asked you if you were the one who signed off or whatever.
No. We don't sign.
Right, exactly, and you
We're just made
explained.
aware.
You were made aware.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, the next time, if the council is made aware, I would think that they would have to have somebody sign off if they're going to a conference or whatever, because you've got to book, you've got to reserve your spots, you've got to book your hotel. So that stuff has to be done in advance. So I would think, like, anytime when I was working, if I was going away on a conference, my supervisor had to sign off on it. So in the future, I would just hope that the council would take that into consideration, that it would be nice if the office would be open. So that at least have one of them there, so that both of them are gone at the same time. And that's it. Thank you. Have a good evening and happy Easter.
Happy Easter.
Thank you.
Happy Easter. Okay, the public portion is open. floor. Okay. Close the public portion then. We got the, motion for adjournment?
Motion.
Motion in a second?
Second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Get here, didn't do it early.
Happy Easter, Josh.